All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So it is conference championship weekend, and we're not talking Detroit Lions potential new coaches. We're not talking early draft rumors. We're talking game preview because the Detroit Lions, for the first time since 1991, are in the NFC Championship, going on against the number one seed in the NFC in the San Francisco 49ers. But as my cheeseheads showed, they can be beaten. And we're going to just hammer home. We're going to double down on the early Super Bowl Detroit Lions appearance, at the very least, that we made earlier on in the season on this channel. As Jared Goff said, we're not here by accident. And, the Detroit Lions, guys are just performing. Guys are making plays. And, there's some hiccups. There's some mistakes. There's some miscues like every team in the National Football League. But you're 2 wins away. And it's just genuinely crazy that we're sitting here in conference championship weekend talking about the Detroit Lions game preview. I mean, it's just so cool. And I know Detroit Lions, the city of Detroit, every Detroit Lions fan, no matter where you live, I know everybody is absolutely ecstatic, and I am too. And so we're going to be talking a little bit more Detroit Lions in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We're posting a ton of Lions videos. We've been doing it. We're going to continue to do it. Lions fans, love you guys. If we try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So, if there was one big takeaway from the 49ers versus Packers game, it was, the Niners just made plays when they needed to make plays, right? And Detroit is going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to keep it clean, right? No interceptions. Can't be throwing 2 interceptions. We'll try to get some turnovers, but at the end of the day, man, if Detroit just does their thing, if they've done what they did in the last 2 playoff games, if they did what led them to a 12-win regular season, you're going to be just fine. No matter who you're going up against, we all know this is going to at least be a very close game. And, speaking of guys making plays, the rookies have done a phenomenal job all season, all regular season. We saw it in the preseason. We saw it in OTAs, literally all year. And once we got into the playoffs, these rookies are not rookies anymore. And so the leading rusher for the Detroit Lions against the divisional round, Jahmyr Gibbs. The leading receptions, Sam Laporta. The leading tackler, Brian Branch. The recurring theme, all 3 of those players are rookies. It's just crazy. And obviously you got to shout out like guys like Brad Holmes, just the entire management level over in Detroit, the coaching staff. But they're just making plays. And it's just kind of hard to process because we knew the Detroit Lions were a really good team. And once again, man, we're sitting here talking, you're 2 wins away. We're talking Detroit Lions football, preview-wise, in conference championship weekend. So one of my favorite things about that game against Tampa Bay was it was kind of like a stalemate up until, the fourth quarter. And that is something, as a Packers fan, that I noticed that my cheeseheads, we did not do in the fourth quarter. You got to make plays. And, what's weird is, the Lions, I never felt like they were in jeopardy. I never felt like they were at a risk, no matter what the score was of losing that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But seeing a fourth quarter where everybody is just executing, it's going to be hard to beat this team, man. So Jared Goff, 30-43, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's the most important stat right there. San Francisco's got holes. They've got flaws. It's not the same pass rush as it was a couple of months ago. It's not the same team as it was a couple of months ago. Detroit might get a break here with no Deebo Samuel. Everybody this week is saying, if Deebo Samuel doesn't play, I don't know if San Francisco is going to win this game, even though it's in San Fran, even though they are the 1 seed, even though it is a Super Bowl or bust season for the 49ers. People aren't feeling too great about him after that Packers almost loss. If Jared Goff plays how he did all season, but if he plays how he did on Sunday against Tampa Bay, if he plays how he did last weekend against the Los Angeles Rams, they've got, I'm going to give it to Detroit. You throw 0 interceptions against the San Francisco 49ers defense. You have no team turnovers. This isn't a prediction. This isn't even really a preview video. I've got Detroit going. I've got Detroit getting the win here. Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 carries, 74 yards. That's 8.2 yards per carry. 1 touchdown, the 31-yard touchdown run. This guy just makes plays. Jared Goff just makes plays. Now, the Jonah Jackson injury, some of these offensive line injuries for the Detroit Lions does suck, but every team's injured. And you just have to win 2 more football games. So, I know injuries, nobody wants to see injuries. At the end of the day, sometimes it is, the healthiest team gets to the can't think of a word to describe the Super Bowl, but you guys get what I'm saying here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, one dynamic duo at the wide receiver tight end position that's going to be very good for a long amount of time. But a guy I've got pinpointed for San Francisco, because they've got some holes in the safety position, are Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams, 4 targets, 2 catches for 35 yards against Tampa Bay. I think he's going to have a really good week. And I think he's going to have a really good game. This is a guy who, feels like every couple of weeks he makes a big-time play. He only had 2 total touchdowns on the season. I don't know why, man. I'm feeling a Jameson Williams deep, like 40-yard touchdown early on in the game. And if San Francisco is losing at halftime, Detroit's winning, no matter though it's on the road, got to be feeling good about Detroit. CJ Gardner-Johnson brings an edge. He brings an intensity level to the whole Detroit Lions defense that you're already getting with guys like, Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson has 17 quarterback pressures in the playoffs this season. The next highest player is 11. The defensive line's been making plays. Linebackers have been making plays. The defensive backs, Brian Branch, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Derek Barnes with the game-winning interceptions. Like, I don't know. I think Detroit's going to win this football game. I guess this has turned into just more of a hype video. Melifonwu, 9 total tackles, a sack and a half. This is a guy who really just came alive in the last month, the last 6 weeks of the regular season. Once again, another young player, only in his 3rd season. He's only 24 years old. I think they're going to make more plays than San Francisco. And what's crazy is, especially after the Packers almost lost. I hate to be talking about the Cheeseheads this much, but, it really kind of was. I hate the Brock Purdy slander. This isn't a Brock Purdy slander, but it is crazy. When I look at San Francisco, it really just genuinely does feel like their biggest weakness is the quarterback position. And typically, especially in January football, the better quarterback wins. And I feel, especially because Jared Goff's been in this situation before, Jared Goff's been playing the way he played all season, the way he's played all career. I think Jared Goff's the better QB than Brock Purdy. I actually don't even really think it's close. I don't think it's up for debate. And if Deebo Samuel misses this game, man, I'm not saying it's not going to get ugly, but, Detroit throws up 30-plus points. I think they're going to definitely win the football game. So this video was kind of all over the place. Just wanted to get a Lions hype video. I haven't talked Lions in 2 days, way too long. Stay tuned for a preview. We're going to continue to pinpoint some just stuff with the Detroit Lions. I guess I can't talk in today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. We're going to get out of here because this is a mess. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Lions fans, give me a confidence rating scale, 1 out of 10, down below in the comments. Peace.